Hey guys, I just wanted to release a comparison video with the GoPro Hero 2 and the GoPro Hero Original. Also we'll do an unbox later. This is the comparison between the GoPro Hero Original, which is on the right, and the GoPro Hero 2, which is on the left. The main difference you'll see initially is there's going to be a black ring around the lens, and of course the Hero 2 sticker that will signify that it is a Hero 2. The other differences are going to be the button on the front is going to be gray instead of the light gray. It's going to be the dark gray, and it's also rubberized instead of just plastic. The LED is also significantly bigger than the original. Also, there are different placements of LED around the Hero 2 that we'll see instead of just the front with the Hero Original. The LCD is also much improved. Instead of the code that you would have to memorize what it did, you can clearly see the resolution on this Hero 2 screen and configure it out in the field, and it's going to be a little bit more user friendly for you. Also, there's going to be some added ports. Let's go to the top. You still have the microphone locations here. Back, that's the battery cover coming over. The button, still rubberized, dark gray. LED, that's the second location, is going to be on the top. Hero Original won't have it. Let's go over to the bottom. Here's the buzzer or beeper, because that's the noise you'll be hearing when you step through the menu. And you can also disable that or lower the volume from it. There is also the third LED location, and of course the original does not have that. The battery hinge seems to be the same. On the back you'll have, of course, the expansion port, and you'll have the fourth LED location right there. So you have one on the back, bottom, big one on the front, and the top. So anywhere as you spin it, you can see the LEDs. And of course the sides do not have LEDs. So let's go around to the left side. Around here you'll see it's pretty much the same, except, surprise, you have a mini HDMI port. Buzzer or beeper, they relocated that to the bottom. Of course it's not on there because it's right here. And the SD card slot, same thing, pretty much the same design. And let's go over to the right side. So here you have the TV out, which isn't going to be HD on the Hero 2. On the Hero Original, it's going to be the HD, which is component, so it only went so far. The mini USB, for whatever reason, got flipped around. As you can see, they're both facing the same way. The mini USB got flipped around for what, and then the TV out, which was, the non-HD TV out, is now the 3.5 millimeter microphone jack. So you can stick an external microphone, have a lot better audio than the built-in, which for me I won't be using a lot, but I think it'll be pretty awesome. And there you have it. Some of the stats are going to be the lens is 2 times sharper. The low lux capacity is going to be a little bit better. It's going to be 0.84 versus 1.4 lux with the original. The Hero 2 is also going to have a lot more options as far as field of vision. You get 170, 127, and 90 degrees, for instance, field of vision. The other options are you get more megapixels. With the still shots, you get an option to get 10 photos in 1 second. With 960, which is the mode I used a lot with the Hero Original and may be using with the Hero 2, is the 960, you can get an increase 48. It's the power saving kicking in on the Hero Original. The 48 frames per second on the 960 might be quite nice. So for the 720 people, you have the options of going to 127 field of vision, going really narrow and getting the 90 degrees field of vision. You still have the 60 frames available on the 30 frames. And then you do the original wide 170 it originally had. With WVGA, I won't be using that probably ever. Has the 120 frame option there, and 60 frames normal, 170 degrees only, and for me it's not really a big deal. What I plan on doing is using the 170 degree field of vision on the 1080, and that's been left out on the Hero original, because when you set it to 1080 you would be limited to 127 degrees field of vision. Of course 960 doesn't do 1080, but so my 1080 has just been doing 960. I might as well bought a 960, but since I did 3D that worked out, because you gotta have a 1080 to do the 3D. Here I'm at the GoPro website, product comparison page with the Hero2 original and the Hero 960. So off the bat, price stays the same with the Hero2. They claim a 2x sharper lens, professional, and what you get with the newer lens as well is going to be a better CMOS sensor. So instead of the original 5, now you can go up to 8 and 11 megapixels. The width is going to be the same as the Hero original, except you're going to get a little bit of a choice where you can do a wide or you can go medium. Moving down, you can do obviously single photo, or you can do 10 photos in one, which is new. Before it was 3 photos in 1 second, now you can do 10 photos in 1 second. Time lapse, the only difference is you can do 0.5, which is awesome, and you can do 0.5, 1, 2, 10, 30, 60. The original did 1, 2, 10, 30, 60. Self timer stays the same. On the resolution for the video, I will most likely be using 1920 by 1080. And the most exciting thing is now you can do wide 170 degree field of vision versus the original. The max you can do is 127. You have the option to do the original here, and you can also now do a narrower 90 degrees field of vision. The 960, which is what I used the most on my Hero original, they're both 170 degree field of vision, and then now you have the option to do 48 frames per second, but it was the tallest out of the 1080 or 720, and we're hoping, well, me and friends are hoping that the 960 and the 1080 will have the same height, and it will just be that it's also wider. It's a wider 960, which doesn't look like it's the case, but hopefully the 970 degree field of vision is good enough. The 720, you now have the option to change from 170 degree field of vision to the 127, and then 90 degree field of vision. 30 and 60 frames stays the same. With 848 by 480 resolution, it's still stuck at 170, but now you get the option to do 120 frames a second, standard being 60 frames. The LED, 4 LEDs all on one side, language-based interface instead of it just being codes, the 3-digit code interface. The inputs and outputs are now upgraded to mini HDMI, still have composite, no more component, and then you still have mini USB, SD, and then the Hero expansion port. The input is going to be upgraded to the 3.5mm external stereo mic port. The battery life is about the same milliamp battery, and of course you can still charge and record. The upgrades in the future are going to be the Wi-Fi with remote. I'm sure a lot of people are waiting for that. You can video preview, playback, record, stream to the web, maybe it'll be an IP camera, who knows. Camera control via smartphone, so you can get an app on your Android or iOS device, tablet, computer, etc. and below that it just talks about 3D Hero system, LCD back, and battery back, which has been out. The thing with the 3D Hero is when you do have the Hero2, you can't mix and match. You have to match. You have to have two Hero2s if you're gonna do 3D, or you have to do two Hero original 1080s in order to do 3D Hero. And they're still waiting on a firmware update as well for the Hero2. And the other difference it doesn't talk about here, besides 2x sharper professional low light, is that the low light is 0.84, which is an improvement over the 1.4 lux that the original Hero had. And that is the product comparison on the GoPro website and from what I know from my use.